और अभ्युदय, क्या हाल
So
चाल
I
है?
touched my balls after putting that hot sauce into my chili.
वाह।
It's burning now.
हाँ, कौन सी जली, क्या बात कर रहे हैं?
I touched my
चलिए।
balls after putting that hot sauce into my chili.
क्यों?
I think I went to pee
हाँ।
and I forgot to wash my hands. Now my
अभी
balls are burning.
इंटरेस्टिंग स्टार्ट टू दिस पॉडकास्ट।
अरे interesting तो तू start करेगा. You're on a trip to Bangalore. Pretty much just started, I know, but how is it going?
हाँ, बताऊंगा बताऊंगा, पूरा बताऊंगा मैं। Can't just say it in one word. It won't do
What?
it justice.
You want to save it for later?
हाँ, आई गेस पूरा प्रॉपर स्टोरी बताऊंगा। रियली अब मेरे को ओकेशन मिलता है कि मैं कुछ एक्चुअली इंटरेस्टिंग शेयर करूँ इंस्टेंट ऑफ रैंटिंग।
Okay. Just tell me अभी how कितने दिन हो गए वहाँ कितना टाइम हो गया रहते हो
2 दिन हो गए मैं
तो
सैटरडे को आया था। एंड
it's Monday today.
आज हम्म आज दिवाली है, बाय द वे, हैप्पी दिवाली।
Oh, happy Diwali. मेरी मम्मी का कॉल आया था अभी and she repeatedly kept asking me कोई इंडियन फ्रेंड्स हैं कोई इंडियन फ्रेंड्स हैं तुम्हारे क्या बताऊँ I mean even the question कि कोई फ्रेंड्स है तुम्हारे that makes me so uncomfortable. मम्मी उसमें भी एक स्पेसिफायर डाल रही है.
आई गेस अपनी ट्रिप का बताऊं मैं।
What? So, अभी मैंने पूछा कि ट्रिप कैसा जा रहा है. You said you want to save it for later. Then I asked you, okay, so what do you want to start with? You're like, अपनी ट्रिप के बारे में बताता हूँ. What the fuck Uddu?
नहीं भाई, इसके अलावा कुछ है भी नहीं मेरे पास तो
Did
कुछ
you
बताने।
take a shower अभी तक? It's like you're recording
नहीं।
in the morning today.
हाँ, शायद आई थिंक सोचा मैं पॉडकास्ट के बाद ही कर लेता हूँ।
Hmm. You're looking good in that black shirt.
हाँ, मम्मी ने दिलाया था मेरे को, मतलब दिलाया बिना बताए, अभी ट्रिप के लिए रख दिया बैग में नया लेके।
Is that just a plain black t-shirt?
नहीं, इस पे कुछ लिखा हुआ है,
Oh,
डिसरप्ट समथिंग, जेंजी काइंड ऑफ वियर आई गेस।
okay. I take it back then. मुझे ऊपर से plain black t-shirt दिख रही है.
हम्म
Hmm. So,
सो
yeah.
सैटरडे मॉर्निंग को फ्लाइट थी मेरी इंदौर से एट अराउंड 7। फ्लाइट लेके आ गया मैं बैंगलोर।
Hmm.
आके बस में बैठ गया। एयरपोर्ट इज क्वाइट नाइस, बहुत बड़ा सा है and पूरा मेंटेन करा है गार्डन। हैव यू बीन टू बैंगलोर एयरपोर्ट?
Yeah, yeah. That is the place where I saw the outrageously expensive samosa and dosa. I think when I went to, it's been a few years. I don't think you would remember, but I clicked a picture of the menu and I sent it to you people, I think. But what did you like about the airport?
इट वाज प्रेटी आई गेस।
Hmm. I mean, did you get to notice a lot when you're just arriving?
नहीं, नॉट रियली। जब लैंड करे थे, बट जब निकल रहे थे बस लेके तब वो, इवन लाइक इट टुक 5-10 मिनट्स टू लीव द एयरपोर्ट, इतना बड़ा पूरा प्रेमिसेस था उसका।
बॉडी में
एंड
निकल रहे थे तो अकेला गया था ना?
हाँ, निकल रहा था बस,
ओह,
मतलब बस निकल रही थी इज व्हाट आई मेंट।
ओके। Uh, how do you like the weather?
विल टॉक अबाउट द वेदर।
Okay,
उसका भी एक सिग्निफिकेंस है।
go on then.
वन थिंग आई वाज काइंड ऑफ आई वांटेड टू टॉक अबाउट इज, मैं जब लगेज आए थे एयरपोर्ट में, उनने बोला बेल्ट नंबर 5 पे है। मैं खड़े होके वेट करता रहा, पर मैं दिखा ही नहीं मेरे को मेरा बैग। एंड थोड़ी देर के बाद कोई एक लेडी थी, वो वहाँ पे जो वर्कर होती हैं, वो आके पूछी कि आप इंदौर एयरपोर्ट से आए हैं। मैंने कहा हाँ। बोले कि आपका यहाँ पे नहीं, आपका बेल्ट नंबर दूसरे बेल्ट नंबर पे आएगा लगेज। मैंने कहा ओ। मैं गया दूसरे बेल्ट पे, एंड आई सॉ कि कोई एक लेडी है, वो एक लगेज लेके जा रही है जो विच जो बैग लुक एग्जैक्टली लाइक माइन।
Okay.
एंड मैं उसको, वो मेरे सामने से ऐसे क्रॉस करते हुए जा रही है मेरे को। एंड आई जस्ट वांटेड कोई हिंट कि कुछ मार्क या ऐसा कुछ दिख जाए जिससे आई कैन कंफर्म कि इट इज नॉट माय बैग। वो मतलब एक्सीडेंटली मेरा बैग लेके तो नहीं जा रही, बिकॉज वो उसी बेल्ट से लेके जा रही थी पहले बार पे जिसपे उन्होंने बोला कि मेरा बैग आने वाला है। सो इट्स पॉसिबल राइट कि हम दोनों का सेम बैग हो, एंड शी माइट कंफ्यूज
Hmm.
दैट बैग विथ माइन, मतलब उनका बैग को। बट कुछ कुछ दिखा नहीं मेरे को। सो आई वाज काइंड ऑफ लाइक स्टैंडिंग देयर कंफ्यूज्ड कि क्या करूं। व्हाट इफ इट डज टर्न आउट कि हमारे बैग एक्सचेंज हो गए, एंड
Hmm.
व्हाट डू आई डू देन?
Okay.
सो एक्चुअली लाइक व्हाट हैपेंस इफ समबडी ऐसे किसी और का बैग लेके चले जाए, तो वहां पे देखने वाला तो है नहीं कि तुम्हारा
Um.
बैग है कहाँ है। कुछ ट्रैकिंग वगैरह भी नहीं होती है।
Yeah, I'm not sure how the airport handles it. That has never happened with me. But
इवन
I'm
जब मेरा,
sh-
हाँ हाँ बोल।
I'm sure that's a very that place in general is very much under surveillance, right? They will
या
somehow
बट
track people down. I feel.
यू विल, इट सीम्स सो टीडियस कि तुम्हें पूरा सीसीटीवी फुटेज निकालना पड़ेगा उस जगह का, देन तुम्हें उस फेस क्लियर होना चाहिए उस कैमरे में वो पर्सन का, एंड देन यू विल हैव टू फाइंड आउट उनका कांटेक्ट। इफ इट इज एन एक्सीडेंट यू कैन इमेजिन कि हाँ वो भी खुद आएंगे एयरपोर्ट में पता
Hmm.
करने उनके बैग के बारे में, इट माइट गेट रिजॉल्व इजीली। बट व्हाट इफ वो डेलिबरेटली लेकर जा रहे हैं, या फिर दे डिडंट चेक वो बैग बहुत बाद तक जब तक वो अपनी जगह नहीं पहुंच जाते, इन दैट केस तुम्हें तो ट्रैक डाउन करना ही पड़ेगा ना वो पर्सन को।
People just get
तो
lazy. इतना कुछ खास तो था नहीं वैसे मेरे बैग में। ये वाला बैग फेंक देता हूँ। What happened then?
आई मीन थैंकफुली मेरा बैग नहीं था, बट जब मेरे को मेरा बैग भी मिला, आई वॉज लुकिंग एट कि कुछ मैं देख लूँ कोई तरीका जिससे वो मेरा ही बैग है क्या। आई लुक्ड अराउंड इट, मेरे को कुछ ऐसा कुछ फेमिलियर सा दिखा नहीं उससे जिससे आई कैन आइडेंटिफाई कि मेरा ही बैग है। एंड आई वाज अ लिटिल लाइक नॉट कंफर्टेबल कि वहां बैठ के खोल के देखो बैग के अंदर की मेरी कंटेंट्स रखे हुए हैं।
My mom,
सो आई जस्ट, हाँ,
my mom has
मतलब
done
मैं,
this thing with my bags, and I guess she does that with our bags in general. Whenever we are traveling, she ties a dhaga, one of those puja wale dhage, on the bags, so they're easier to recognize. That does help, I
yeah,
guess.
that would help. बट एनीवेज आई टुक द गैम्बल कि हाँ मेरा ही बैग होगा।
Wait a minute, gamble? What do you mean gamble? You can just open and check.
आई डिडंट वांट टू ओपन एंड चेक वहां पे।
Locked होगा ना वो?
नहीं लॉक नहीं था वो, बट लाइक
Wait, you
क्योंकि पूरे
didn't
कपड़े
lock your
भरे हुए थे।
bag?
नो,
Hmm.
ऐसी चेन लगी हुई थी बस.
Okay, it was one of those bags without an inbuilt lock.
No, it does have a lock. I just didn't lock it.
Fucker. मम्मी को बताना अपनी.
I don't think उन्हें कोई फर्क पड़ेगा, ऐसा कुछ था भी नहीं बैग में मतलब. But
I can see you,
still.
Varun.
कहाँ नहीं है वो, बाथरूम में है. What?
What do you mean? Why you acting like he's a ghost? आया हुआ अभी पीछे से.
Wait, what? Actually? मेरे को genuinely लगा नहीं है वो यहाँ पे. हाँ. And now I am scared.
I'm hoping Varun अंदर अपने कपड़े ले जाना भूल जाएगा नहाते हुए, and then he'll come out with his awesome pics.
हाँ.
Wait, वो नहा लिया?
हम्म. Yes. उसको
वो नहा
जाना है
लिया क्या
ऑफिस.
उद्दू?
हाँ, नहा लिया.
हाँ, asshole.
क्या?
बोल बोल.
हाँ, ठीक है. तो वहां से इसके एयरपोर्ट से इसका घर 40 किलोमीटर से अबाउट. तो 2 घंटे का रास्ता था. एंड
हो गया
बीच
वो
में मेरे
दो
को भूख
घंटे
लगने लग गई. हाँ. 2 घंटे से आधे ही लग गए थे, आई थिंक 2 ढाई घंटा लग गया था. वहाँ पे 9 बजे निकला था, मैं 11:30 बजे करीब पहुंचा था. मम्मी ने थोड़ा नाश्ता रखा था मेरे को, तो मैं बस में निकाल के खा लिया साबूदाने का एक पूरा डब्बा. मेरे बाजू में आके एक अंकल बैठे हैं, जो आई गेस यहाँ के लोकल होंगे. वो थोड़ा पूछने लग गए मेरे बारे में, कहाँ से आया हूँ, स्टफ लाइक दैट. बताया इंदौर से आया हूँ. बोले कि यहाँ पे क्या बिजनेस करने आए हो. फेल्ट सो वियर्ड.
They looked at his face and this looks like a businessman's face.
No, what I felt कि जैसे अभी तक I always looked at myself like a student, right? I was about to say कि I'm a student, but I realized that I'm no longer a student. And that felt so weird. मैं पूरा
Uh,
लाइफ मतलब ऐसे कंtemplate कर रहा था कुछ मिनट तक. What the hell?
I understand that.
फिर मैं पहुंच गया यहाँ पे. वरुण पिकअप करने आ गया मेरे को बस स्टॉप पे. फिर फ्लैट आ गए हम. ये सामान वामान रख के फिर हम ऐसे वॉक के लिए गए बाहर, बिकॉज मुझे थोड़ा नॉशियस लग रहा था. जनरली बसेस की ट्रिप के बाद लगता है मेरे को. तो वी वेंट ऑन अ वॉक सो दैट आई फील बेटर. वन रियली thing which struck me, like I will tell you things which I noticed even वो बस में आते समय. यहाँ की सॉइल बहुत रेड है. हैव यू नोटिस दैट? कंपेयर्ड टू इंदौर. इंदौर की
Uh,
सॉइल ब्लैक है, यहाँ पे रेड सॉइल है.
I have not noticed that, but can you do me a favor? Can you uh, speak a little louder, या फिर bring the laptop a little close to you?
You can do
Laptop
that.
mic down here. Just bring it closer. Hmm.
Yeah, so first thing was वही कि एक रेड सॉइल है. सेकंड थिंग आई नोटिस यहाँ पे बाइकर्स बहुत सारे हैं. लाइक जब हम बस में जा रहे थे, ऐसा पूरा प्रॉपर किट वगैरह पहन के, और स्पोर्ट्स बाइक टाइप की जो होती है वो चला रहे थे. बाइकर्स एंड साइक्लिस्ट, दैट. एंड आई गेस दैट इज टू बी एक्सपेक्टेड कि यहाँ पे ज़्यादा डेवलप्ड बिल्डिंग्स है, ज़्यादा बड़ी बड़ी बिल्डिंग्स हैं. Even like Kolkata, I did not see as many skyscrapers as, like, not skyscrapers exactly, but like semi skyscrapers, tall buildings and stuff.
I don't really like associate Bangalore with skyscrapers, but yeah, it is a very urban place, I guess. Yeah.
आई हैव नॉट लाइक मुंबई में इतना तो देखा नहीं हूँ इतना रहा नहीं हूँ ना ही दिल्ली में रहा हूँ आर दे लाइक इवन मोर
I think Mumbai में भी उतने skyscrapers नहीं, but Delhi definitely it has more tall buildings.
एंड
Could
लाइक
also
द
just be an
मोस्ट
area thing.
the most noticeable thing was how dirty it is compared to Indore. Like it really makes me appreciate इंदौर का जितना उन्होंने पूरा मूवमेंट करा है क्लीन बनाने का एंड लाइक नॉट जस्ट क्लीनलीनेस जस्ट उसका जो वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट है इंदौर का इट इज रियली गुड नाउ
Hmm.
यहाँ पे इवन द मोस्ट लाइक रिच एरियाज में भी पूरा कचरा ऐसे ही बाहर पड़ा रहता है रोड्स पे एंड बाजू में लाइक देयर इज नो वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट प्रॉपर दैट इज अ रियली नोटिसेबल
Yeah,
थिंग यहाँ
Mumbai
पर
में it was the same. That's a very dirty city, at least for the poor.
देन वी लाइक व्हेन वी वेंट टू वॉक एक जगह थी अ, ऐसी ब्रेकफास्ट टाइप की जहाँ पे स्नैक्स मिलते हैं वी थॉट कि हाँ यहाँ पे कुछ ड्रिंक ले लेते हैं पीने के लिए एंड वी लुक्ड एट द मेन्यू उसमें था लेमनेड प्लेन लेमनेड और एक दूसरा सेकंड ऑप्शन था लेमनेड विद sugar and salt. Now when I look at this menu, I would think कि एक प्लेन लेमनेड में बस ऐसे ही बना के दे देंगे शुगर एंड सॉल्ट में भी मसाला वगैरह डालेंगे शुगर एंड सॉल्ट से उनका ये मतलब है कि जो मसाला लेमनेड देते हैं ना दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग दैट इज व्हाट आई अज्यूम्ड एंड तो मैंने प्लेन लेमनेड ऑर्डर करा वरुण ने शुगर एंड सॉल्ट लेमनेड ऑर्डर करा एंड यू नो व्हाट दे डिड वो प्लेन लेमनेड लिटरली प्लेन लेमनेड था दे डिड नॉट इवन ऐड शुगर सिर्फ पानी में लेमन का सिरप डाल के दे दिया उनने एंड दैट्स इट
This was your cultural shock.
एंड वो शुगर एंड सॉल्ट वाला महंगा था एज कम्पेयर टू प्लेन देर लाइक टेकिंग मोर मनी लाइक आस्किंग फॉर मोर मनी जस्ट टू ऐड शुगर मैं उनको बोला कि कैन यू ऐड शुगर उनने बोला नहीं उसके लिए दूसरा वाला लेना होता है प्लेन लेमनेड में कुछ नहीं डलता है
That is weird. I don't think they should have different costs.
लाइक इवन अगर वो मसाला के लिए होता देन आई कुड इमेजिन कि दे charge more, but charging more for sugar is outrageous.
Yeah. Although it like seems like a health thing, the reason they'll keep a separate non-sugar option, it seems like a health thing.
Mm.
People like a healthy
Like
option.
if like you can just ask them to not add sugar if you don't want it in your lemonade. No, do you need it in your menu?
I don't know that. Like I guess that's becomes more a question about psychology, because how customers are perceiving the menu.
हाँ, anyways, that's what I said उसको पीने के बाद कि it didn't taste good, but at least I have something to tell in on the podcast.
Damn. I hope you have better stories to tell.
Anyways, we came back वहां से
Yeah,
हाँ
you continue, man.
हाँ 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 मेरी मम्मी ने थोड़ा नाश्ता वगैरह भेजा था लाइक मेथी के पराठे एंड स्टफ एंड कुछ स्नैक्स हाँ नमकीन टाइप के देन वी you remember last convocation में जब सिक्किम गया था मैं, then I talked about दान दान कि हम दोनों साथ में बैठ के दान देख रहे थे.
Yeah, I saw the video. Were you revisiting that ritual?
Yes, we started
Were
watching
you
दान
watching
again.
episodes that you have already watched?
Yes, we started watching from the beginning.
Oh,
Yeah, we पराठे खाते खाते देख रहे थे. It felt nostalgic, I guess.
like with
क्योंकि
the
हम
intention
last
to
time जब
finish
हाँ
it? With the intention to finish it?
दान
Yeah.
या हमने फर्स्ट सीजन देख ही लिया. और कल ही खत्म करा फर्स्ट सीजन. सेकंड सीजन बहुत लॉन्ग है.
Ah.
It's just 12 episodes, like it's not that long.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, what I was saying कि जब हम लास्ट टाइम दान देखे थे उस टाइम भी मैं पराठे लेके आया था घर से. एंड वी हमने वो पराठे टिफिन वाले खाए थे. एंड दिस टाइम भी मैं पराठे लेके आया और हम पराठे खा रहे थे.
Damn. That sounds awesome.
एंड देन हम सोच रहे कि कहाँ जाएं क्या करें. एंड वी डिसाइडेड दैट वी वुड गो टू किवॉन पार्क.
कबन पार्क। वरुण तू क्या
यस.
कर रहा है उद्दू के साथ?
तू तो बोल था लेके जा रहे हैं क्या उसको.
He's calling it Cubon Park.
आई मीन आई डोंट सेट द रूल्स. उसे जो बुलाना है वो बुलाएगा. I've been calling it Kaban Park in front of him. And then like, Kaban Park. It sounds so weird. It almost spells like cuboid. So that's why मेरे दिमाग में वो Cubon Park है.
How did you like the park?
That's I'm coming to that.
Okay.
तो मेट्रो हम यहाँ से स्कूटी लेके मेट्रो स्टेशन तक गए. फिर वहां से मेट्रो लेके कबन कबन पार्क तक गए. And you know what happened? It started raining. Varun had brought an umbrella, but I did not. मुझको लगा कि हाँ कहीं जरूरत पड़ेगी अम्ब्रेला की. बट आई वॉज रॉन्ग. हम पार्क पहुंचो एकदम झमाझम बारिश हो रही है तेज वहां पे. तो like we could still enter the park, but we thought कि उसका जो एक अम्ब्रेला था वो थोड़ा छोटा था. तो लाइक इट वुड बी मच मोर कंफर्टेबल अगर हम दोनों के पास सेपरेट अम्ब्रेलाज होंगे. तो हमने सोचा कि थोड़ा वॉक करते हैं पार्क के बाहर ही और देखते हैं कोई शॉप है ऐसी लोकल टाइप की जहाँ पे एक और अम्ब्रेला मिल जाए. देन वी कैन वॉक कंफर्टेबली roam around the park. So we started walking outside the park. We have not entered the park. बारिश हो रही है अभी भी. हम वॉक करते जा रहे हैं हमें कोई कोई शॉप नहीं मिली.
I have a
और फिर
question.
हाँ.
Did you at all consider just using Blinkit?
नो. व्हाट.
Okay.
wait वो अम्ब्रेला भी दे सकते हैं ऐसे. आई डिड नॉट नो.
They sell fucking everything.
वी डिड नॉट कंसिडर. हाँ, पर ऐसे वॉक करते करते देन वी डिसाइडेड कि पार्क में पूरा कीचड़ कीचड़ ही होगा तो क्या ही जाए बारिश में. लेट्स गो टू एमजी मार्ग. एक ऐसी स्ट्रीट टाइप का है पॉश सा एरिया है.
That sounds
हैव यू
familiar.
बीन हैव यू बीन देयर.
I'm not sure. It sounds familiar. What
वहां पे ऐसे
it
लाइन
sounds
से
like?
आई मीन रेस्टोरेंट्स टाइप के हैं. एक्सपेंसिव है बहुत. मतलब पॉश एरिया दिखता है पूरा. And तो वहीं पर हम ऐसे वॉक करते हुए जा रहे थे. वॉक करते करते हमको भूख लगने लग गई थोड़ी सी. सो वहां पे हमको वाव चाइना दिखा. एंड वी एट
Oh
देयर.
no, though.
हाँ वहां पे हम देख रहे थे खाने को कोई स्ट्रीट फूड टाइप का मिल रहा है तो बट कुछ नहीं था वहां पे सब एक्सपेंसिव रेस्टोरेंट्स ही थे एंड
If I went to
दैट्स व्हाई
Bangalore and wow, China.
ये
Okay.
वहाँ चाइना में खाया हमने।
How was it?
वरुण का तो ही सेड कि इट वाज फाइन। मेरे को तो अच्छा नहीं लगा। मैं नूडल्स प्लस चिली पनीर ऑर्डर करा था। इट वाज अ लिटिल टू स्लाइमी आई डोंट नो। सॉल्टी भी थोड़ा ज्यादा लगा मेरे को। आई डिड नॉट लाइक इट दैट मच। इवन तो मेरे
Uh,
पहले के इंदौर में खाने के एक्सपीरियंस अच्छे थे वहाँ चाइना के। मे बी वो कॉम्बो गलत था या फिर वो शॉप भी तो अच्छे से नहीं बनाया उन्होंने। आई डोंट नो।
I think I've tried it once. That was also in Bangalore. कहीं पर. I did not like it at all. Go on. Like,
हाँ
yes.
तो वहां से निकल के फिर हम मेट्रो स्टेशन तक पहुंच गए वहां के। एंड वी टुक द मेट्रो। हमको एक मॉल दिखा था रास्ते में ही, फिनिक्स मॉल। हम सोचे कि वहां चले जाते हैं। एंड मॉल गए हम। वहां पे रास्ते में हमको अम्ब्रेला की भी एक शॉप मिल गई फाइनली। तो वो हमने लौटते टाइम ले लिया था वो अम्ब्रेला। अदर टाइम में सोचे कोई और देखे तो वो से कंपेयर कर
Wait,
लेंगे।
that day you did not visit Kaban at all?
उसके गेट से होके आ गए थे।
Okay, I guess you'll go again. Or you might have gone again in your story further. I don't know. Who knows? Nobody knows.
हम्म, वो पार्क में है क्या वैसे?
Hey, it's just
लाइक
a
इज इट
giant park, nice to walk in. That's right. In the middle
उस
of a
टाइम पे
city, it's just a nice foresty area. And there's also a library in the middle of it if you're interested in visiting it. It's just a nice place to walk.
आई डोंट थिंक बारिश में इतना मजा आता हमको तो।
That's true. That's true.
एनीवे वी विजिटेड फिनिक्स मॉल। उसके हम फूड कोर्ट में आके बैठ गए बिकॉज हम काफी ज्यादा वॉक कर लिए थे। वो एमजी मार्ग तक की हम बहुत देर से वॉक कर रहे थे। सो वी वर अ लिटिल टायर्ड। तो जाके बैठ गए ऊपर ही। देन आई पुल्ड आउट माय फोन। उसमें मैं टू प्लेयर गेम्स निकाल लिया कैरम टाइप के। फुट कैरम फुटबॉल टाइप का। एंड वहां पे फूड कोर्ट में बैठ के हम मोबाइल पे गेम खेल।
Okay. Sounds about right.
फिर हम सोचे क्या करना है। एंड वी रियलाइज कि वी आर अ लिटिल टू टायर्ड टू डू एनीथिंग नाउ। तो हम वापस आ गए। एक्चुअली हमको आते समय वी काइंड ऑफ वांटेड टू ईट आइसक्रीम और समथिंग लाइक दैट बट वहाँ पे बहुत एक्सपेंसिव था फूड कोर्ट में सब कुछ। तो हमने वहाँ नहीं खाया। बट एक जगह पे जहाँ मेट्रो स्टेशन पे हम आए वापस वहाँ पे वो था एक जूस की शॉप थी। वहाँ पे हमने फिर से लेमनेड लिया ऑन द सेम डे।
Uh-huh.
एंड वो वाला लेमनेड अच्छा था आई गेस।
Lemon and salt.
लेमनेड
Oh, sorry, sugar and salt wala.
हाँ सोडा भी था उसमें।
What the fuck? सोडा कहाँ से आया?
नहीं दूसरी शॉप है वो सेम शॉप
Oh,
नहीं है।
okay, okay.
हाँ फिर लेके हम एंड देन हम ग्रोसरी शॉप से वो ले लिए कप नूडल्स वगैरह ले लिए बिकॉज वी वर Now really looking forward to just watching dandandan while eating cup noodles,
Yeah,
which is also something did last convocation में cup noodles खाते हुए dandandan देखे थे हम. So we also recreated that,
nice.
and that was my first day वहाँ पे.
Uh, Sounds like a good first day. You did a lot, like considering you that you just came that day.
हाँ, I think the thing was कि I was a little too tired कि जैसे हम पार्क के लिए भी कंसीडर करे थे हम जब बारिश रुक गई थी ना वहाँ पे एमजी मार्ग तक पहुँचने के बाद.
Yeah,
We did consider going to the park, but like I was a little just too tired from the journey. That's why we did not go back there.
makes sense.
The next day, हम वहाँ गए. क्या नाम है? रामेश्वरम कैफे. Have you been there?
I don't know. I don't think so, but I'm assuming that's where you had Thatta Idli.
Yes, that's where I had Thatta idli, and it was so good actually.
Yo!
Yeah, I liked it. Even though I generally don't like Italy.
The
That one
Bangalore, I'm sure you noticed the sambar is very different too. Their sambar is fucking sweet.
isn't it sweet like most of the time? Hmm,
No, it's not.
I don't know भाई मैं बहुत रेयरली खाता हूँ ऐसे.
Ah, okay.
बट लाइक इडली तो बहुत अच्छी थी. एंड आई ऑल्सो ऑर्डर्ड वो एक बादाम मिल्क दैट वाज सो गुड. आई डोंट नो व्हाई वो सिंपल सा बादाम मिल्क इतना अच्छा क्यों लग रहा था मेरे को.
Yeah,
बट आई रियली लाइक वहाँ का बादाम मिल्क.
nice.
और उनने
You
भी
had the
खाया.
perfect breakfast, it seems.
हाँ. एंड देन वी टुक ऑफ. you know one thing like which is not mentioned जब मैं ये सब कह रहा हूँ कि even better than visiting the places we are visiting जो रास्ता होता है like साइट सीइंग करते हुए जाते हैं स्कूटी में. That is like the main attraction of it all, I feel.
Uh, how come?
Because यहाँ का आर्किटेक्चर बहुत अच्छा है बैंगलोर का. Like यहाँ पे I feel like बहुत हिस्टोरिकल टाइप की बिल्डिंग्स हैं. एंड
Oh,
मतलब बहुत सारी यहाँ पे like there are a lot of things to look at when you are moving around. जैसे इसरो का हमने देखा. एंड पता नहीं ऐसे रैंडम चीज है which you don't expect. I don't see that in इंदौर. इंदौर में like it's almost जहाँ भी जाओ एक सही रहता है. बट यहाँ पे हर थोड़ी दूर पे कुछ ना कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग रहता है देखने को.
I guess it's a very huge place, and it's the kind of place where you can maybe kind of recognize the area just by looking around.
हाँ. Yeah, like and यहाँ पे there are really good murals. Have you? I don't know if you have seen them, but ऐसे ग्राफिटी टाइप की बनी रहती बड़ी बड़ी बिल्डिंग्स पे.
Hmm,
Some of them are
I
really cool.
don't have memory of it, but some locations in Mumbai has that too. Uh,
Hmm.
so what kind of graffiti did you see?
हाँ, how do I explain it? ऐसी बड़ी सी ग्राफिटीज थी.
Okay. Was it drawings or was it written stuff? Most.
बोथ ड्राइंग्स
Okay.
वाली भी थी और फिर ऐसे ही डिजाइन टाइप की भी थी बड़ी बड़ी.
That's cool.
लाइक इवन एडवर्टीजमेंट्स कई सारे ग्राफिटी स्टाइल के थे कि पूरी बिल्डिंग पे कोई चीज का एडवर्टीजमेंट है बट इट्स लाइक ऑलमोस्ट लाइक अ बिग ग्राफिटी उसके लिए लाइक उस ग्राफिटी स्टाइल को यूज कर हमने एडवर्टाइजिंग के लिए.
That is interesting.
देन वी वेंट टू बैंगलोर पैलेस.
I think it's one of those places that I've seen from outside and never entered it? Did you enter it?
यस वी डिड वो आई गेस वरुण शेयर करा था ग्रुप पे कि when we reached there I did not actually expect to see a palace वहाँ पे
Oh,
उसके
what were you
नाम में पैलेस
expecting?
आई वाज पता नहीं मेरे दिमाग में एक फोर्ट का आइडिया था कि कैसी फोर्ट टाइप का होगा एंड जनरली फोर्ट टाइप में कुछ होता नहीं है ज्यादा लाइक एक्सप्लिसिटली मतलब रिमेनिंग बचा हुआ पहले का बट इट वाज क्वाइट इंटैक्ट सरप्राइजिंगली दैट्स व्हाई आई वाज सरप्राइज्ड कि वो पूरा पैलेस बना हुआ है, उसमें इंटैक्ट अंदर का पूरा फर्नीचर वगैरह
So like it's like feels like a preserved place.
हाँ एंड इट वाज अनएक्सपेक्टेडली इंटरेस्टिंग उसके अंदर एक्सप्लोर करना बिकॉज आई एम नॉट दैट जनरली इंटरेस्टेड इन म्यूजियम्स जो जैसे मैं इंडिया की म्यूजियम्स आई गेस जो एक्सप्लोर कर रहा हूँ दे वर जनरली नॉट दैट इंटरेस्टिंग टू मी बट दिस वाज एक्चुअली इंटरेस्टिंग देखने को अंदर से
Hmm.
वो कैसे रहते थे वो पैलेस के अंदर क्या फर्नीचर यूज करते थे और मे बी इट माइट बी लाइक एज का इशू कि जब मैं छोटा था आई वुड नॉट बी दैट मच इंटरेस्टेड इन दिस बट नाउ आई एम काइंड
Could
ऑफ
be.
we explored that palace that was really cool
अरे वरुण थोड़ी देर आएगा नहीं इधर नाश्ता करते हुए?
तो,
अनॉयड हो के आ गया सीन्स पता है वरुण क्या बोला ये आदमी मेरे पीठ पीछे तुझसे रात को पिलो टॉक करते हुए बता
हाँ
मुझे
yeah, that's between me and Uddu. Hmm. हाँ
so had
बाय द
you
वे
been to हाँ
वो लेमनेड वाला स्टोरी में जो कैश जब हम लोग खरीद रहे थे वो कैशियर वाज लाइक प्लेन होगा को नो सॉल्ट नो शुगर उद्दू सेड यस आई सेड उद्दू नो सॉल्ट नो शुगर उद्दू सेड यस
so Uddu is an unreliable narrator.
आई थिंक मेरे दिमाग में वो somehow वो सेट था कि वो ऑफ कोर्स दे आर गोइंग टू ऐड शुगर राइट मे बी आई शुड मैं मतलब ऐसे उस स्टेट में था ऑटो पायलट मोड में था उस टाइम पे लाइक
Uh,
I don't know. I did
what
not even consider a possibility कि they would actually not add कोई sugar उसमें.
had you been to the palace before Varun?
हाँ एक बार गए थे
Oh,
पहले हाँ
did you enjoy it?
it's fine.
Uddu
Like
बोले,
you can it was fun I guess but mm,
शर्मा के चला गया. What are you eating Varun?
mm,
What are you eating? Kachori?
bread and omelette.
Uh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
What else did you guys do?
हाँ, फिर हम देख रहे थे क्या करना है हम देखे कुछ कैट कैफेज है बट दे वर रियली फार अवे सो वी वर नॉट श्योर अबाउट इट नहीं नहीं मैं यहाँ से पास है दूर नहीं है नहीं जब हम वहाँ बैंगलोर पैलेस में हाँ थे वहाँ से दूर था वहां से दूर था तो पहले सोचे कि वहां जाना है कि नहीं फिर हम सोचे कि एक और वो मॉल है विच इज लाइक बहुत एक्सपेंसिव सी पूरा पॉश सा एरिया था एक जहाँ पर अपेरेंटली किंगफिशर को ओनर का घर है एक बिल्डिंग के ऊपर
Oh, right.
ये
That fucking
और
outside a mall. मॉल के
हम्म,
पिछवाड़े से निकल के वो बड़ी सी बिल्डिंग दिखती है.
और उसके ऊपर विला हाँ उसके ऊपर
फकिंग टेरेस पे एक महल बना रखा है.
हाँ हाँ
लाइक
दैट वाज
व्हाट द फक.
वही you can't even call it amazing like वो weird सा फीलिंग देता है उसको
It's
देखते हुए
it's so gaudy. It's so unnecessary.
हाँ हम वहीं जाके बैठ गए हम मॉल में घूम रहे थे एंड हाँ वही हो रहा था कि जनरली ऐसे इफ यू गो कोई शॉप के सामने से तो मैं लोग आके बुलाएंगे कि हाँ लाइक एक्सपेक्टिंग यू टू बाय समथिंग या फिर लाइक तुम्हें अट्रैक्ट करने के लिए कुछ खरीदना है क्या वहां पे ऐसा नहीं था बिकॉज आई गेस दे नो कि हाँ यहाँ पे मोस्ट लोग ऐसी साइट सीइंग करने आते हैं खरीदने वाला कोई है नहीं इतनी एक्सपेंसिव जगह से
I remember when I was in Bangalore, we went to this random mall ऐसे ही घूमते घूमते. We entered the mall expecting a regular mall, and it was just exclusively filled with all these really expensive luxury brands.
हाँ आई
And
गेस यही वाला होगा क्या
यही था क्या?
फाइन हाँ क्योंकि इसमें भी ऐसा ही था
Okay, वही वो
like
पूछ
Louis
रहा था.
Vuitton, Jimmy Choo's, Versace
Yeah,
वगैरह
yes.
थे
A lot of
yeah I
stuff
think
I hadn't even heard of back then.
you know, हम ऊपर गए ऊपर जाके बैठ गए
So why,
and once
why
I
are you laughing, Varun?
well, I know what's going to happen
Oh,
वहां बैठ के फिर से मोबाइल गेम्स खेलने लगे
I'm surprised you are not watching dandandan in food courts.
I think it won't be as fun I think वो रूम में देखने में अच्छा लगेगा
Yeah.
I feel like dandandan is one of those shows कि अगर कोई देख ले पब्लिक में then it might be a lot more embarrassing than if you watch straight up
Yeah, anime is one of those things. I mean, especially something like dandandan. For somebody
Hmm.
unfamiliar, it's very difficult to describe what you're watching.
हाँ even उसके सारे concepts भी like it is even more strange than generic anime
I, I, I,
generic
wa-
anime का हाँ
I was watching a horror film today. Uh, in the Mouth of Madness. I don't know. It has something to do with Lovecraft. Have you ever read? Have any of you ever? I think Varun has read Lovecraft, right? Never. Ah,
no
I'm misremembering then. So, when I was really sad and unable to sleep, I used to listen to a lot of Lovecraft while falling asleep.
wait वो है क्या I thought you were talking
You know,
about a book
H.P. Lovecraft, the author,
oh
the
oh
famous, like who, uh, the guy who created Cthulhu.
hmm wait created Cthulhu isn't it like a पुराना ancient
No, no,
wait what
no.
उसका कोई
HP.
ऑथर ने बनाया मेरे को लगा ऐसे ही बहुत टाइम से लाइक
No, no.
वो
It's
चलता आ रहा होगा
like
फोकलोर टाइप का
I think he was an author from the 1800s, possibly 1900s too. But yeah, he used to make these very he had this very interesting take on horror where he would make these very existential pieces where he would kind of create these monsters that do not feel like they have a solid form like Cthulhu vagera, and they would kind of represent just existential dread in general, or you being small, a very insignificant thing in this gigantic uh, existence, and that's what uh, I associate Lovecraft with, and this was an adaptation of some of his work, and was sort of meta. I wasn't too fond of it. It was okay to watch. Yeah, but I mean, again, it does a thing that I think like a lot of effective horrors that I enjoy do. Whenever there is supposed to be a miscommunication, like something that is difficult to communicate, A character is with another character. The other character is not like noticing things around them, maybe sleeping or whatever. But the other character, they see something weird. Not so weird that it's like absolutely batshit crazy. It would be like easy to describe, but weird in a subtle way. You see this very weird specific kind of bicycle coming towards you, making a very weird specific kind of noise while you're riding on the highway on a car. The car passes that bicycle, but a little kid is riding that bicycle. Okay, it's weird enough to see a kid in the middle of the night riding a bicycle on a highway, on an empty highway. Then after some time, you hear the same noise, same bicycle. You see an older guy on the same
Um,
bicycle wearing the same clothes, going in the opposite direction. And it's just that kind of subtle weirdness that you cannot even turn to the person next to you and you describe what you just saw. But yeah, it just reminded me of that what you said about dandandan. Go go on.
ठीक है तो वो मॉल में थे देन वी स्टार्टेड लुकिंग कि अब क्या करना है एंड वी थॉट कि चलो कोई मूवी अगर लगी हो तो मूवी देखते हैं। हमने देखा कि अभी से एग्जैक्ट 20 मिनट बाद शिनचैन की एक मूवी, इंडिया वाली एक मूवी जो निकली है, वो एक
Yeah.
जगह पे स्टार्ट होने वाला है शो 20 मिनट बाद। बट जिस मॉल में वो हो रहा है शो, वो मॉल करीब वहां से 10 किलोमीटर समथिंग दूर था वो, लाइक 20 मिनट्स का रास्ता वहां से मैप पे दिखा रहा था वो। तो हमने सोचा कि चलो ट्राई करते हैं इसको कैचअप करने का, ये वाले शो को, माइट बी फन। रास्ते में नेविगेट करते करते फॉर सम रीजन गूगल मैप बोला था क्यूबॉन पार्क के अंदर से चले जाओ। आई हैव नो आइडिया व्हाई।
Uh-huh.
वो इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल टू टेक अ व्हीकल वहां पे, अंदर नहीं ले जाने देते हैं, बट गूगल मैप्स बोला था कि सीधा क्रॉस करते हुए चले जाओ पार्क के अंदर से उसको,
I,
स्कूटी
f-
लेके।
I feel like Google Map has confused me with this exact same thing. This has happened with me too when I was around Cubbon Park. Go on.
सो वो शो 20 मिनट बाद स्टार्ट हो रहा था और गूगल मैप्स में अराइवल टाइम 20 मिनट का बताया था। आपको लगा कि ठीक है, ज्यादा से ज्यादा अगर लेट भी होंगे तो 5-10 मिनट होंगे, बट बिकॉज ऑफ दिस मिस हैप कि वो क्यूबन पॉक के अंदर से जाता उनको उसके घूम के अराउंड जाना था एक्चुअली, उसमें 20 मिनट और ऐड हो गया हमारे अराइवल टाइम में उसके
Oh.
कारण।
Have you
एंड वी
booked the
अराइव्ड।
tickets?
हम वही जाके काउंटर पे, आई गेस काउंटर पे हम सोचे थे बुक कर लेंगे सीधे जाके, बट हम ऑनलाइन ही करे फिर वहां पहुंच के, क्योंकि काउंटर पे भीड़ लगी हुई थी। एंड चले गए हम अटेंड करने मतलब शो देखने के लिए वहां पे। आई गेस 10-15 मिनट ही लेट हुए थे हम ज्यादा से ज्यादा। एज वी वॉच द शो इट प्रेटी मच टर्न्ड आउट कि डिडंट मैटर स्टार्टिंग का मिस करने में। देयर वाज नो प्लॉट ऐसा कोई खास खतरनाक, जैसे जनरल शिनचैन में होता है।
Eh,
हैव यू सीन दिस मूवी, ये वाली?
no.
uh,
It does feel like one of those films that it is a thoughtless cash grab. It's just very aware that it has a huge Indian audience, so it's trying to monetize on that.
एग्जैक्टली वो कंप्लीटली वही था, उसमें हर 2 सेकंड में गाना आ रहा था एंड डांस कर रहे थे। एंड जैसे इंडिया को ऐसे मॉक करा जाता है राइट उसके लिए कि यहाँ के बॉलीवुड फिल्म्स में ऐसा होता है कि गाने बहुत ज्यादा होते हैं, सब डांस कर रहे होते हैं,
Yeah.
बट दैट डजंट मीन कि वो वी लाइक दैट थिंग, लाइक दैट हैज बीन अ थिंग इंडियन सिनेमा में कि गाने वगैरह आते हैं, बट इट्स नॉट परसीव्ड एज अ गुड थिंग, राइट? मे बी एक
It's
सर्टेन ऑडियंस के लिए होगा, दे एंजॉय इट, बट
it's not that it's perceived as a good thing, but like it is a very defining quality of Bollywood films. पहले तो India, there are a lot of problems with that. One is that India is not India. The films of India are not limited to Bollywood. there are a lot more. There's a lot more than that, and even in Bollywood, when you, it is true that music and dance sequences are very like inherent to a bulk of these films.
few people
There's
like those dance sequences with the
some
random
like
dance.
it's not, some people take pride in it. Like there are, I'm assuming there are also times that it is done well, like it is, this tradition is adapted properly, and I'm assuming that the Shinchan film would have not done it with the intention of mocking it. I'm assuming it probably did it with the intention of celebrating it or something. But uh, I feel that when you're approaching another culture and you're only recognizing it by its stereotypes, and that's just problematic, even if they are like neutral or even good stereotypes. It's like saying that Asians are good at math.
लाइक बहुत ज्यादा स्टीरियोटाइप्स को उन्होंने करा, इट ऑलमोस्ट फेल्ट काइंड ऑफ रेसिस्ट जितना उन्होंने कराए थे.
I mean, yeah, well, what examples do you have?
करी, कि यहाँ पे सिर्फ करी खाते हैं फॉर सम रीजन, हर चीज में करी. प्रिजनर्स को पनिशमेंट देने के लिए प्याज कटवा रहे थे. सो वियर्ड.
Okay, I don't know about that. But yeah, it would like what you're saying. Like it would have been so interesting to actually explore food, Indian food, like outside this very basic idea of a curry. Talking about that, actually, I just have the perfect thing to talk about. Just I started Shinchan has this very recent spin-off जो अभी ongoing है, अभी weekly उसका release शुरू हुआ है. Style of Hiroshi Nohara's lunch.
हाँ तो शेयर करा था. Was that official?
Yes, yes, yes. It's an official spin-off, and that is so fucking awesome. I love the concept of it. अभी उसके पास 2 episodes आए हैं. It's this was very slice of life kind of thing जहाँ पर Hiroshi between during the lunch break he gets uh, uh, from his job, he steps out, decides what to eat, where to eat, and like it's and enjoys, eats those things. It's about, it's like very also like kind of those, you know, it clearly seems also inspired from those TLC kind of documentaries of it. People explore food इधर उधर जाके. And the first thing he explores in the first episode is an Indian restaurant. He goes into the Indian restaurant, he looks through the menu, he orders a mutton curry with, I don't remember what, but they like, it was still kind of stereotyped as, I guess, like they offered levels of spices, and that episode sort of became about him trying to impress these other girls in the restaurant by eating the highest level of spice. But that's besides the point. But yeah, it's funny that it's just the same show,
Hmm.
uh, but it also has a very unique animation. It's like fun to watch. I recommend you to watch it sometime when you have the time.
We can watch it.
Yeah, but you go on.
हाँ तो वो मूवी like it did not feel completely कि हमने time waste करा. It still has some funny jokes here and there, but वरुण जा रहा है.
Oh wait, you're leaving? Oh, I thought you were working
Yeah,
from home today. I
I have to
guess
go
I
twice a week.
misremember. Uh, Varun, I'll miss you. Why are you staring at me like that? What? I enjoyed you sitting by Uddu.
भाई
Why does this guy seem annoyed at me, Uddu? What did I do?
कुछ नहीं करते. Bye bye.
Bye, Varun.
Enjoy your podcast. Bye.
You were,
Shinchan.
yeah, you were telling me you got out of the movie.
हाँ मूवी देखने के बाद रुकना एक second. हाँ हाँ
Yes, yes.
Then after the movie we went out कि food court में खाना lunch कर लेते हैं. I looked around and I saw Taco Bell. I have never eaten a taco or at anything at Taco Bell, so I
Also,
wanted to
you're
try
like
it.
you're not too familiar with Mexican food.
No, this is the first time I tried it, I think. Um, have you tried Taco Bell before?
Yeah, yeah. I'm always like I first to अपना experience बता दे. I'll
Mm.
talk about mine.
So we ordered ऐसे normal combo उसका taco का along with एक अपना यूनिक एक और चॉइस टाको की. तो मैं तो नॉर्मल वेजी वाला जो टाको था वो लिया और उन्हें चिकन वाला लिया. एंड like what I felt after trying it is an interesting experience as a first time खाने के लिए, but it is not something I would eat again.
Wait, why? What did you
It
eat?
felt
You have had a taco.
हाँ it just seemed ठीक है. It was fine, but like a burger or sandwich which we generally eat is just superior to that taco.
No, although I mean I can understand a burger, but don't fucking talk about a Subway sandwich here.
I like Subway sandwich more than burgers. If I have not told that,
I think you have told that a little too many times.
हाँ
But since you are in Bangalore, I will recommend something. You did remind me of something.
हाँ
I just texted that to you and Varun in the WhatsApp. It's California burrito.
We saw that California burritos food court में था वो,
Yeah.
and Varun has eaten that. He did not like it that much, as if I'm correct. He told me.
Does he like tacos? Does he like Mexican
No,
food in general?
नो, उसको टाकोस का भी उतना वो नहीं था, उसने तो बताया था उसने। वो खा लिया मेरे साथ, बट उसको उतना वो पहले भी कुछ खास नहीं लगा वो वाला।
If you like a good burrito, like that's I think one of the best places you can have it in Bangalore. You haven't had a burrito yet. Like it's like a pretty big thing. I had it a few times when I was in Bangalore internship कर रहा था, and I would have it during my lunch break. It is
हम्म
a very filling meal.
हम्म।
If you ever have the opportunity during lunch and you're not sure what to eat, I guess that is something to keep in mind.
तो उसने बोला था कि बट ही डज वांट टू ट्राई अ गुड बरीटो। मे बी उसका वो एक एक्सपीरियंस में उसको इतना अच्छा नहीं लगा था, या फिर वेट, आई थिंक वो बरीटो ट्राई करा था बर्गर किंग में, एंड दैट ही डिड नॉट लाइक, बट वो कह
What?
रहा था कि ही वांट टू ट्राई अ प्रॉपर बरीटो।
He tried
तो
a
आई थिंक
burrito in a burger. What?
I might be mixing stuff up, but it आई विल कंफर्म इट विद, बट उसका आई
You'll.
थिंक यही था कि वो ट्राई कर रहा था एक जगह से, बट ही डिड नॉट लाइक इट दैट मच, बट ही डज वांट टू ट्राई एक प्रॉपर बरीटो की जगह से एक अच्छा बरीटो।
Okay. Then you should both go to California burrito if you get the opportunity.
द थिंग अबाउट टाको बेल इज, जैसे आई हैव सीन सबवे सैंडविच जो होता है उसमें वो वेजीज डालते हैं विच काइंड ऑफ गोज वेल साथ में। आई डोंट नो, ये टाको में इट फेल्ट लाइक कच्चे टमाटर और बहुत वियर्ड कॉम्बिनेशन था उनका। आई डिड
Look,
नॉट लाइक द
look,
कॉम्बिनेशन जो
look.
सैलेड उन्होंने यूज करा उसके लिए।
I am personally not that fond of tacos.
हम्म,
No, I'm not that crazy about Mexican food in general. Or if you had, but I'd still find burritos somewhat enjoyable. Come, and burritos as compared to tacos. Uh, I don't know. I think the difference is that burritos kind of feel more balanced, somewhat,
हम्म,
क्योंकि टाको पतली सी रोटी होती है उसमें यू स्टफ एवरीथिंग बरीटो में टू बी फिर मोर ज़्यादा स्टफिंग होती है बट you also put rice in there with it which I feel that kind of balances everything out for me which I like as opposed to tacos.
दैट इज इंटरेस्टिंग एक्चुअली। रोल के अंदर राइस वाला आइडिया अभी तक आई एम नॉट टू कंफर्टेबल विथ इट, हाउ इट विल फेयर आउट, बट आई एम इंटरेस्टेड इन ट्राइंग इट।
Yeah, I think it works out pretty well. It's balances it pretty अच्छे से. Do you know some dickheads? I will not need name them. Samiksha, I think. They eat roti with rice sometimes.
I have seen
It was it
people do
Samisha
that
or
पहले भी।
Ritu? I don't. But yeah, some people do that.
हाँ,
Eat roti with rice. Yeah. What happened
आफ्टर
then?
दैट um हम रश करते हुए 40 मिनट लेके मॉल तक गए थे मूवी देखने के लिए, शिनचैन वाली। एंड हम उसके पहले ही ऑलरेडी जो मॉल में थे वो हम मेट्रो वगैरह स्किप करते हुए आए थे, नहीं, नॉट मेट्रो से, स्कूटी से आए थे, बट वो पैलेस होते हुए आए थे। एट दिस पॉइंट वी आर लाइक रियली फार अवे फ्रॉम इसका वरुण का फ्लैट। सो वी जस्ट थॉट कि आई थिंक इट्स अबाउट टाइम हम वी स्टार्ट हेडिंग बैक। तो हम वही वापस आने लग गए। बट ऑन द वे हम एक प्लानिटेरियम देखा। एंड अभी कुछ शाम को 4 बज रहे थे, राइट? तो हम सोचे कि चलो देख ही लेते हैं एक बार, हमारे पास टाइम है तो लेट्स जस्ट विजिट दिस प्लानिटेरियम। हम गए वहां पे प्लानिटेरियम में अंदर। हम देखे लंबी सी लाइन लगी हुई है प्लानिटेरियम के लिए, टिकट के लिए। एंड वी वर जस्ट लाइक वहां खड़े होने जा ही रहे थे, तभी वो अनाउंस होता है कि आज के सारे टिकट्स था सब सोल्ड आउट हो चुका है, आज क्लोज क्लोज कर रहे हैं इसका, खत्म हो गया है, क्लोजिंग टाइम हो गया है। इवन तो शाम के 4 बज रहे थे अभी।
आर यू ओके उद्दू?
हमें थ्रोट अजीब सा हो रहा है जस्ट।
यू हैव सोर थ्रोट?
सोर थ्रोट नहीं हो रहा है, बट कैसे बताऊं, कफ टाइप का लग रहा था गले में। तो हम प्लेनेटेरियम के अंदर नहीं जा पाए। बट वी डिड फाइंड एक आइसक्रीम सेलर जस्ट उसके गेट के पास में प्लेनेटेरियम के। सो वी बोथ बॉट एन आइसक्रीम कोन। और वहाँ प्लेनेटेरियम की सामने मतलब प्लेनेटेरियम के एक प्रेमिसेस के अंदर एक वो साइंस पार्क टाइप का था, यू नो दोस्त, जहाँ पे ऐसे वियर्ड्स इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स लगे रहते हैं बहुत सारे। एंड मतलब फैमिलीज जिनके छोटे छोटे बच्चे होते हैं वो लेके आते हैं उनको वहाँ पे। वी वर जस्ट एक्सप्लोरिंग दैट एंड इट वाज काइंड ऑफ फन वहाँ पे घूमना। And थोड़ी देर के लिए रुके थे वहाँ पे एंड देन वी हेडेड बैक। फिर रात में यहाँ पे आके वी कुक्ड पनीर। नॉट वी, आई गेस पूरा वरुण ही कुक कर रहा था, मैं
What
बस
were you
मोरल सपोर्ट
doing?
के लिए खड़ा हुआ।
What?
आई डोंट नो व्हाट टू डू वहां पे, वो उसी को पता है कहाँ पे क्या करना है। देख रहा हूँ खड़ा हूँ।
My sister did this to me. Abhi, when I went to visit her in Delhi,
हम्म,
she's my older sister and she has a very old, tries to keep a very older sister demeanor when a younger sibling is around. Like, guess that's just how she acts. I would come to the kitchen to help her and she would insist that I don't.
हम्म।
I'm not saying Varun is like that, but who
नॉट
knows?
नॉट एग्जैक्टली। वो लाइक ही, इट सीम लाइक ही वाज लाइक, आई वुड से कि हाँ मैं भी जॉब कर देता हूँ एंड समथिंग लाइक दैट, बट इट सीम लाइक ही वाज एंजॉयिंग हिमसेल्फ। वो
I think
देखो
he
बहुत
was.
प्रिसाइजली पूरा मेजर करके प्रॉपरली कट करा था। इट सीम लाइक कि ही न्यू वेरी वेल व्हाट ही वाज डूइंग एंड आई काइंड ऑफ डिड नॉट वांट टू इंटरप्ट इट,
I think he
यू
was
नो।
just enjoying cooking for you.
नो, आई थिंक आई एम एग्जैक्टली सेइंग वो केयरफुली प्रॉपर चॉप कर रहा था अनियन के साथ। आई एम प्रीटी श्योर आई कैन नॉट डू दैट, मतलब आई डोंट हैव दैट मच प्रैक्टिस
I'm
स्किल।
talking about the enjoyment you saw in his eyes, probably.
That might be part of it, but he seemed to be very like I have seen even you कि तुम कुछ करना होता है, कोई क्वांटिटी लेना होता है, यू मेजर इट एक्यूरेटली, कितने मिलीमीटर रखना है, या चावल लेना कितना, कितने कटोरी में कितने, कहाँ तक लेना है, कितनी देर तक कुक करना, उसका टाइमर लगा
No,
के तुम
I
लोग
don't
कुक
make.
करते हैं।
I only do that with coffee.
नो, मैं जब वहां रहा हूँ तेरे को कुक करते देखा हूँ किचन में भी। आई हैव सीन यू गाइस, तेरे को भी बहुत प्रिसाइज हो कि इतने, इतना क्वांटिटी लेना है तो ये करना है। वेन एवर आई कुक घर पे, आई मैं एंटायरली इंट्यूशन पे काम करता हूँ। चावल लेना है मैं मुट्ठी भर ले लूंगा, जितना हाथ में ठीक ठाक दिखेगा मैं डाल दूंगा। सब्जी बनाना है, जीरा जितना मेरे को ऐसे अंदाजे से कुछ तो भी डाल दूंगा, या जो भी कोई भी क्वांटिटी देना है, नेवर मेजर इट। ऑयल हुआ, पानी हुआ, कितनी देर तक कुक करना है, नेवर मेजर दी स्टफ। आई completely work on intuition, and I think like felt like you guys are kind of opposite. You
Hmm.
do it really carefully, कितना क्वांटिटी रहना है, किस शेप में चॉप करना है, कितना चॉप करना है, एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट।
Yeah.
तो हमने वही पनीर अ, बनाया, एंड वी कुक्ड राइस। इट वाज रियली नाइस। वाओ दैट टाइम। और फिर वो पनीर चावल के साथ हम दान दान देख रहे थे, वी कंटिन्यूड वाचिंग इट। कल रात में हाँ वही सीजन 1 खत्म कर दिया हमने, एंड हियर वी आर। ये 2 दिन की स्टोरी है मेरी, अभी
Are you
तक की
planning to
दलाल।
go anywhere today? Like while Varun is at work, are you planning to? Do you have any plans?
शाम तक अगर आता है देन वी कैन सी शाम को कहाँ जाना। वन थिंग विच हैपेंड, आई डोंट नो हाउ इट हैपेंड। आज मतलब कल रात को ही आके मैं देखा मेरे पैर में छाला हो गया, मेरे मतलब एक फिंगर के नीचे, बड़ा सा वाइट कलर का, ये ना जैसे फफोला टाइप का पड़ जाता है, पानी भर जाता है उसके अंदर, यू कांट इवन वॉक प्रॉपरली, वैसा।
Oh,
आई मतलब we did walk quite a bit in the last 2 days, but मेरे पैर में बहुत दर्द करते, which is quite weird। मेरा फ्लैट फुट का दर्द बहुत ज्यादा हो रहा था, and I don't know, maybe I'm out of shape, that might be a reason, but it never happened
are you
to me
wearing
like
the?
this।
It once told me about like shoes for flat
हाँ,
foot
I
people.
am
Are you
wearing
wearing
them
the?
those। हाँ,
Hmm.
even after that, उसके मेरे पैर में तो काफी दर्द हो रहा है ऊपर से।
I guess
like I'm not getting tired, but मेरे पैर tired feel कर रहे हैं, that's
you,
the thing।
you should take a break today. अभी
यार
जब तक वरुण नहीं आ रहा कम से कम.
हाँ, आई जस्ट विश कि ये 2 दिन में ठीक हो जाए, 2-3 दिन में, बिकॉज आई डू वांट टू गो ट्रैकिंग, कोई माउंटेन्स वगैरह
Yeah,
में, एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट।
yeah.
दैट दैट आई वांटेड टू इट टू बी माय मेन प्लान यहाँ का, बट छाले के साथ माइट बी डिफिकल्ट।
Can you look something up for me? Abhi, there's this film that I think should be in the theaters right now for you. Can you tell me if it's in the theaters, Abhi? Homebound. I texted it to you on WhatsApp.
हाउ डू आई चेक कि ये यहाँ के थिएटर्स में है
Book
कि नहीं?
my show पे.
आई डोंट हैव दैट टाइम।
I guess Google के लिए वो ही बता देता है. Let me see. मैं भी देखता हूँ.
आइनॉक्स कम दिखा रहा है, आई थिंक एक
कम ही होगा
सिंगुलर
वैसे.
शो दिख रहा है पीवीआर आइनॉक्स वगैरह पे।
Is it far?
आई डोंट नो ये मॉल कितना दूर है, क्या है।
Okay.
I think
Anyway,
I will have to check with Varun if we can check this.
I this is a film that I really wanted to watch. अभी रिलीज हुई है कुछ हफ्तों पहले. Uh, and I would also have loved to just watch it in the theater because it's not doing very well in the theaters. But uh, if you feel like you don't know what to do, you feel like watching a film, do consider this film. I think you
What is
guys
it
might
about?
enjoy.
Like, what's
I
the.
haven't. I I have tried to not look into much.
Hmm.
look into it much, what it's about. I've actively tried to not. It
Mm-hmm.
seems to be about like two friends and something. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
possibly uh, a queer film, although I'm not sure. I cannot watch it यहाँ से. It wasn't released in India में था, but I would have loved to watch it in the theaters.
Mm. Well said that. वो available है था.
Uh,
How was your week, Abhyuday?
hmm. I had um quite a week too, I guess. A white woman tried to punch me. A drunk white woman tried to punch me yesterday. Out of it, out when I was standing outside a Chipotle with a friend.
Wait, so you're not telling a movie title? I thought कोई movie title बता रहे थे.
नहीं.
Ah, what happened?
Okay, that was the hook. Now I'll tell you what I've been up to all week. I don't know. I haven't told you अभी पिछली बार तक that about the get together, right? To my professors.
No,
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 right?
you have not.
So my professor had this get together, and
Hmm.
he invites people from the lab to his house and to his house, and I always feel very awkward, and like it was a very difficult day for me.
Hmm.
Like even the days before that, just this anxiety of feeling like I don't belong there, should I go or not? This
Hmm.
thing, right? It was just, yeah,
How did it turn out then?
it was fun. I went there, it was much calmer than I expected. Like this is the second time I'm going to his house. So it was also there was beer. I also like drank before I went there. थोड़ा so to calm my nerve, but
Hmm.
वहाँ पे भी they had like beer. uh, we had beer and there was also a bonfire. We had like I roasted marshmallows for the first time.
Oh, how was
uh,
it?
it's just fluffy sugar, to be honest.
Fluffy sugar sounds nice.
Caramelized fluffy sugar.
Hmm.
In the like it was s'mores. We had s'mores. It was. Do you know what s'mores are? Like you take some biscuits, उसमें chocolate डालते हो, एक chocolate का टुकड़ा, and then you roast marshmallows, and then put that in the like sandwich that between the biscuits and the chocolate. You eat that. Those are called s'mores. You're
Hmm.
making s'mores. It was fun. I kind of got to uh, know this uh, this person who has started his PhD इस semester में, यहाँ पर
Hmm.
इस lab में, and he's the other Indian guy in the department, the only other. Uh, I got to talking with him. I was like, yeah. we seem to have stuff in similar weirdly. Like we have seem to have stuff in common.
Mm.
It's sort of like I was weirded out by it. I was like, okay. But then, you talked some more. Some were brought up my how I wanted to pursue filmmaking and screenwrite as a hobby. It was like, oh, I wanted to pursue filmmaking too. This guy fucking went to FTII for a year before dropping out.
What is FTII?
FTII is the college you go to in India for filmmaking. It's like
Oh, why did he drop out?
he dropped out. He says because of COVID, because like COVID hit at the same time and felt pointless to trying to attend a film school during COVID.
Mm.
But I mean, which makes sense. And then he got interested in cognitive science and linguistics and stuff. And now he's pursuing that.
Mm.
Uh, since then, like, we have hung out some more, I guess. Then he texted me if I want to take a walk together. We went on a walk together. And then yesterday, too, it was a Saturday. Went for. I was like just out of my काम करके निकला था and we took a walk. And we went to Chipotle because he was hungry. He ate. We got out. We were standing outside a Chipotle. And we were about to part ways, having the final conversation. It's a Saturday, right? It's a university town. There are drunk students all around. It's a busy street.
Oh.
रात के like 10:30 बज रहे हैं.
Mm.
And this girl, she comes out of nowhere with a fucking punch towards us.
What?
I don't know, like mumbling something. I don't remember what she was saying. And she was like, I guess she was also like too drunk to even like follow through with the punch. She seemed very drunk. The guys she was with, they grabbed her and like took her away immediately.
Mm.
And we laughed our asses off, I guess. I was first racist encounter in the US.
Was she a college student?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
definitely.
uh,
Probably an undergrad.
uh, mm,
Yeah. What are you
mm.
thinking?
Good.
Um,
What else?
what are you talking about? Uh,
Uh,
I have also been working on the research. Uh, have I ever told you about my research?
research on that essay you're saying, which you are making.
No, no. I guess I haven't told you. So, I am pursuing a master's here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm interested in academia, and I think यहाँ पर I took a year to sort of absorb stuff, understand what's going on, and I decided. I wrote a proposal at the end of my class a seminar in my last semester, and I was like, this proposal seems interesting enough that I can actually maybe do an actual research about it. So I took that proposal after my summer vacations. I took that proposal to the professor I was interested in working with. Like, in I was like, I primarily joined this university because I was intrigued by his lab. So I had attended a seminar by him in the first semester, but he's been on a paternity leave since then, which kind of sucked. Uh, we so yeah, I sent him the proposal, and he was like, "Yeah, this actually seems interesting." And then we started talking, and then I was somehow able to pursue an independent study this semester, like, which is like doing research for credits. You have to do a certain amount of credits per semester, 9 credits, which is like, and usually one course is 3 credits. So I'm pursuing an independent study for 3 credits this semester with this guy, and we have been talking and developing the idea, the proposal, and how it should be. And uh, I had a very productive day yesterday researching that, and I feel
Can you
terrified
explain like
sometimes. Yeah.
more in detail what the topic is?
Okay. Okay. I think this might like excite you. I don't know if I'll be able to be enthusiastic enough about it while conveying it, because I feel that I've recently described it to a lot of people a little too many times, including today. But okay, so I'm studying linguistics and cognitive science. Now you might
Okay.
wonder, what the fuck do they have to do with each other? Why, why is there a department of linguistics and cognitive science together? Isn't
Why
cognitive?
would they be like it seems connected, I guess.
It seems connected, but that is also a department separate from the department of psychology and the department of brain sciences.
Mm.
The reason, cognitive science, uh, as I've understood it, and as the things, it's a very broad subject, but the case of this department, it's more linguistically focused, and there are some core ideas that interest linguists and cognitive scientists a lot. You might have heard of the Wolffian hypothesis, right? That like this The hypothesis is that the language you speak shapes your thought.
Yeah, I think you shared that with me at some point.
Yeah. It's like, have you watched Arrival, the movie, the sci-fi film? It's like
No.
a very popular recent sci-fi film which heavily based around the Wolffian hypothesis. People love
Mm.
to talk about Wolffian hypothesis when they're like approaching the subject, but it's utter bullshit. Every linguist hates it.
Oh,
Like, yeah, after a lot of research and decades of arguments, which is still somehow like people are still constantly disproving it more and more. Uh, what like language does not shape your thought.
Hmm.
It has been determined that language does not shape your thought. Uh, Now there are like a crucial aspect of it is there are two ways you can look at it. Okay, uh, the idea of language shaping your thought. There's this idea that language shapes your core concepts, right? Like the language you speak, uh, like determines how you see the world to begin with. That is the traditional Wolffian hypothesis, which has been proven to be untrue. Now, there is another version of it, which is that language doesn't affect your non linguistic concepts of how you look at the world. But if sometimes do use language as a tool to approach, to perceive things a lot of the times, uh, kind of like when you are looking for a
Like something to relate something, associate some situation with some other thing. In those cases, language plays a role, I think.
yeah.
Like if I'm explaining something, then I
Uh-huh.
need examples and associations, right? And the more uh, the more comfortable I am with those associations, the more easy it is to visualize and understand that concept. I think in that regard, it might help.
um I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Uh, mm, जैसे कई बार if you कोई चीज को एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए तो if you have more precise words to which explain it more accurately, it feels that you understand it better as compared to if you use imprecise words.
I'll No, I think uh I'm trying to think of examples to have you understand what I'm talking about, but those examples are also like full blown studies. I'm trying to think of shorter examples. So
Mm.
one of the recent things I looked at. Okay. This is a simple example. The idea this very popular Russian blues experiment. So the idea is the Russian language has two separate words for light blue and dark blue, and English only has one word. So like if you think about the Wolffian hypothesis, the idea would be that Russians would be better at differentiating the two blues. They will like if you ask them the simple question ki, uh, okay, which of these blue matches this blue, like एक blue दिखाया और फिर दो एक light blue और एक dark blue दिया and then if you look at their reaction times, the Russian speakers will perform better. That's the idea, right?
Mhm.
And they tested this and they found out that Russian speakers were indeed better at doing it.
mm,
They did another thing. They use this thing which like is popularly known as linguistic interference in these linguistic relativity studies. Uh, the Wolffian hypothesis is also called linguistic relativity.
mm.
Uh, they do this thing where they give them a linguistic task, like they have them repeat a chain of numbers or something. And when they have them do that, this effect disappears. Russian speakers do not perform better than English speakers when both of them are doing the same linguistic interference task.
Confused. Like, what is the difference here?
The idea is that language only affects these things as a tool when it is being used during online cognition. Language does not affect your core concepts.
Hmm.
Like, if you are not actively accessing language, like you're not thinking of the word, you would not be like you would that effect will disappear.
So like reasoning and stuff, we don't exactly use words when we are thinking about that kind of thing. So it won't affect those kind
A
of
lot
things,
of
is what you're saying.
studies have found out that uh, sometimes this or active use of linguistic this tool की मैं बात कर रहा था, that is a lot of the times it's uh, utilized under cognitive load when your brain has already a lot to process. It makes use of that, but other studies have also shown that it doesn't necessarily need cognitive load.
Hmm.
uh, but yeah, that was a very long tangent to go on for what I was trying to explain, what I'm working on in 2024. Actually, उसके पहले, have you heard of aphantasia?
Isn't that the uh, condition in which people cannot visualize
Yes,
properly?
yes.
Hmm.
It's like a relatively recently discovered phenomena, but people are not able to visualize things in their head. And there have been a lot of experiments around it. Like there, at this point, there has been a huge history backing that idea. Now, in 2024, a research paper came out making claims about something uh, very similar, but instead of not having visual image, they said there are some people who do not have inner speech.
Hmm.
And that is a very exciting idea for cognitive scientists and linguists for looking into all this stuff. So, like, that was the first paper around it. And what I'm trying to do is basically just design a follow up study to that. right now, because there are still people kind of skeptical about whether this is just, if it is actual and a real effect. अब वो skepticism कहाँ से आ रहा है उसके लिए I'll have to talk about the paper itself, which I will not do right now. But there's skepticism about it कि ये aphantasia के बारे में भी था ये, when like people talked about aphantasia for the first time. Like the skepticism कि is this effect real, or are these people just like not aware that they have visual enough, just image, just they're just not aware.
Mm.
It's like a metacognition issue, because you know there are certain tasks which you imagine which until then had been imagined as like had been hypothesized to be like, okay, that's how you're supposed to do them. Okay, if you are matching an image of something with it rotated, you do this process of rotating it in your head, and that kind of weirded people out, and they had to do a lot of other things to show that aphantasia is not just a metacognition issue.
So, like, is it proved that they really don't, uh, not able to visualize, or is it still
Yeah,
in
yeah,
debate?
yeah. No, it's pretty much like uh, it's believed to be a real thing. Yes.
Mm. How common is that?
I think
Like,
it's like 8% of the population or something. I
8% is a lot. Like,
I am not very well read on this, so I might be. I don't actively read aphantasia literature, so I might be wrong. I remember reading 8%. Let me just
mm,
Google it. You might be surprised by that number, but you also have to consider that a lot of people with aphantasia, yeah, even anendophagia, they won't even realize that they have that. They like aphantasia ke case mein they don't even realize that they have
like,
that.
wouldn't one thing which I think which should make it clear is, would they be able to draw without a reference? Like, if they cannot visualize it, how the hell will they draw? Is that like, can you even do that?
It says 1 to 4% now that I'm looking at it. So I was just
Mm,
wrong. Like it's somewhere it says 3.9%. So let's just go with that.
mm.
Uh, that's a nice, cute capybara.
Yeah, this is Varun's capybara.
His sister gifted him that, right?
I think so, yeah.
Or what were you saying?
Like, if somebody is unable to visualize, they should not be able to draw, right, without a reference.
I won't be sure of that. Because, like, uh, aphan like aphantasia is also not just as simple. Some people have varying degrees of uh, vividness in visual imagery.
Um,
Aphantasia तो एक ठीक है अलग बात हो गई, lack of visual imagery, but people still have varying degrees of visual imagery. Some people have very vivid visual imagery, and I think I just have a very moderate visual. How would you describe your visual imagery?
I think I will have to have a spectrum for it, right, if to tell how good it is.
No, no. When
Because
you try to imagine things, what do you, when you try to imagine an apple, what do you
I
see?
can imagine an apple, I can. imagine a pretty realistic apple, I guess.
And yeah, so that is actually a common question, common example that people give. Peop, like when you ask somebody to imagine an apple, are you imagining a very like vivid three-dimensional detailed apple, or is it just a 2D apple? Yeah, does it have color in it? Does it कितना detailed है वो वगैरह, या फिर is it just lines, or is it non-existent?
For like what, when I do it, I can like sense myself calculating exactly कि कहाँ पे कितना width होगा, कहाँ पे कैसा होगा, and after that the image is created. It is not like कि memory से मेरे को आ रहा है वो.
And
And like even if जैसे उसमें बोलते हैं ना कि rotate करके देखो, even when I'm rotating the apple, each frame में मेरे को उसको calculate करना पड़ रहा है कि कहाँ पे अब कैसा curve जाएगा and stuff like that to visualize.
I feel that like I don't have. Uh, I wouldn't be surprised if I don't have that vivid of a visual imagery. Because it's difficult. Let me know if this is something you can do, but it's difficult for me to visualize a video format like thing.
And it depends because when I'm trying to rotate a donut, it is much more simpler. The only issue with that is to determine कहाँ पे light shine करेगा, कहाँ पे dark areas रहेगा उसका. That is the only issue I'm having. तो वो कम मतलब ऐसा दिख रहा है कि एक बहुत डार्क रूम में I can imagine या without the lighting effects kind of.
I, f-
But because एप्पल का शेप काफी कॉम्प्लेक्स होता है and I think
from what you're describing right now, I feel that you have much more vivid imagery than me.
mhm. Like what issue are you facing with that?
Like I'm not able to rotate it in my head like you would rotate a donut in Blender. I can imagine frames of it. Like imagine it like this, like this, like this maybe. Like frames that it does not feel continuous. It does not feel continuous.
Mhm.
Maybe I think sometimes when I'm like try hard I can visualize.
I think वो
Say,
I feel एक बहुत important part होगा is the thing you're visualizing. How often do you see it? Like, try to imagine your phone rotating. I think that would be much more easier
yeah,
compared
yeah.
to our donut,
That,
yeah.
that is interesting actually, yeah. Yeah, I agree with you.
Right? Because
I agree with you.
you, you know उसके क्या कहाँ पे कैसा फ्रेम दिखता है, किस एंगल से कैसा दिखता है, so you can imagine it much more clearly.
Yeah, yeah,
And like if I'm imagining my mouse, I can do that. If I'm imagining my bag, I can do that. But if I'm imagining like a banana, it is a little more
yeah.
difficult.
That is an interesting observation. Well, yeah. Uh, there is an interesting what was I saying? I forgot. Talking about aphantasia. Talking about what it must be like. Oh yeah, an interesting thing about fun fact I guess is sometimes people with aphantasia, like absolute aphantasia, no visual imagery, they still do dream.
Huh. Interesting. Mm. And I am kind of like we have not talked about that much. Ki will they be able to draw? like people with total
Ah, right.
advantage.
I
Yeah,
brought
that
it
I
up
want to see.
because I brought my experience up because I feel like when I'm drawing, and even if I have something in my head, like a very rough idea, I never really have a very vivid image of what I want to draw. I feel that most of the time, more than trying to truly replicate what is in my head, it feels more like making a stroke and verifying if it feels right or not.
I think, but that's more of a doodling. I think there's a difference between doodling and
Even
uh,
when I'm trying to draw stuff with intention. Don't you
um,
agree with that?
mm, not stroke by stroke, I guess, but like my drawing style is a little different. I never draw long strokes at once. I always join smaller strokes to make a bigger stroke, like bigger curve is my drawing
Like
style.
I
So
just
that's why I
said
cannot relate
stroke,
with that.
but like even those strokes make a line. It's like thinking about if I ask you to kind of make an angry expression right now. You're disgust. If I ask you to make a disgusted expression right now on a paper, I feel that a lot of it would be like hit and trial. You would be like, you don't like when I'm doing it. I won't immediately have. I might have some ideas if I think about it, but I won't immediately have everything about like what feels right. But I'll have to draw it on the paper and see, does this kind of make me feel like this face is disgusted?
I think we are different in that regard because as soon as you said you draw disgusting like angry image, I think the first thought is which one I choose. पहले दिमाग में मेरे वो बुरी बुरी साइमन आया for some reason. उसका वो एंग्री से मोटा आईब्रो वाला एक्सप्रेशन होता है. It
Yeah.
seemed simple enough, but I thought कि maybe I should go a little more realistic. Then I kind of went एडिट कोई एक एंग्री बूढ़ा आदमी because old people are more angry more often angry have angrier expression but I thought कि अब इसको एक younger army person में कैसे लेके like my whole focus was to get the perfect image which I can then replicate. My approach was not what you were saying.
No. So, like, the first time I actually heard about FNT, you remember that phase where we would watch these animation narrators?
Hmm.
The first time I heard about Aphantasia was one of these animation narrators talking about how they found out that they had aphantasia, and they never they kind of like again not it's difficult to recognize when you have aphantasia because you kind of assume that everybody around you when you're like talking about visualization or trying to imagine things, you assume that it's just a figure of speech. She seemed to be doing pretty well drawing, is what I'm saying.
That's interesting that even though you are not visualizing you are huh. Because like getting the proportions right is like one of the bigger parts of sketching, right? That you should really have the good idea of which proportion कितना बड़ा होता है किस position पे आएगा and stuff like that. Like when you're drawing seriously, then how do you do that if you
I
don't have the
feel
visual
that I
image?
don't use visual imagery much when I'm drawing, honestly.
Mhm.
I do like to draw
Like, but
without
I,
reference, but I don't think I use.
most of your drawings which I have seen are like kind of abstract. Like, you really focus on proportions and stuff, right? Like, as much as I have seen.
That's more because I've learned from Pranat. Like
No, but he really focuses on proportions, doesn't he? Like, when he's drawing muscular man, like most
when
of
I'm
his
trying to draw things, mm, I think I focus the most on expression. I just want to
Hmm.
express, want to, जैसे मैंने word disgust, if something is trying to, a body is supposed to express disgust, I just try to make sure that it feels like it's expressing disgust.
Hmm.
But what you might be talking about a proportion, I feel that it's more an influence of me learning from Pranath.
What does like learning from Pranath has to do with it? I'm
He,
unsure about that.
like his entire shtick was anatomy, right? He was like his thing was getting proportions right. Learning
Yeah.
to draw. I mean, it's not even, I guess, just learning from Pranath, but it's one of the first things I thought that I need to get right. Try to.
Hmm.
What, like, if you think that I focus on proportions and stuff like that, what do you focus on?
I don't think you focus. I said the opposite of that, that you don't focus on proportions and
Really?
stuff.
Hold on. What the fuck are
Yeah.
you talking about, Uddu? You're slandering my drawings?
I'm not slandering your drawings, but like generally they are not focused on. Ah.
Hey, Uddu, are you okay?
I am fine. Generally, I'm not that focused on proportions, is what I said.
Look at this. Tell me that these drawings are not. I don't know. Let's see what we're going to see. Are you seeing?
कहाँ?
Let's see.
I mean,
Hiroshi,
hmm,
Kamen Rider, Guts. That what the fuck, Uddu? I worked so fucking. कहाँ गया? How do I go back? I worked so fucking hard in getting the proportions right for Guts in this picture so much. It was so difficult to get this leg right for me.
hmm,
And I think you can see the bar erased marks. But yeah, it's still not perfect.
I think it at this point it's क्या बोलूं मैं कितने involved हो because hmm,
Uh, बोल भी दे.
hmm,
This is not proportion.
हाँ.
This is not proportional.
Wait, you draw this? I don't
Yes,
even remember.
I drew
Oh,
this.
damn.
What the hell, Uddu? All these drawings are by me. Not all of them are nice, I guess. Ah. Hmm.
Hmm. I
Any,
guess I was wrong. Like for me, for some reason it feels like different type of proportions. I don't know. Maybe it's just our drawing style is different.
You draw anime girlies. What are you talking about, though? That's why you're so weirded out by my proportions.
I don't even draw anymore. But uh,
Hmm. Man wants big eyes. So,
um,
okay, I do a couple of games to talk about too. So
oh, oh, oh.
let's do that. So
Mhm.
right before we started this podcast, I thought ki I have this game I've been playing for like about 2 weeks. I should just finish it before this podcast, and I finished Soma. Have you heard of this game?
I think you talked about it in the last podcast, I think.
Yeah, maybe. I did write it down, but I don't remember if I talked about it or not. There. What do you remember anything of it? It's this horror game.
Oh wait, I don't think you did talk
Yeah, I
about
don't
it.
think I talked.
I've seen this game, but I don't think you talked about it.
It's a horror game where you suddenly you go for a you go for your brain to get scanned because you are kind of sick and it's for a study. And
Mm.
after you get it scanned, you find that you suddenly wake up like over 100 years in the future when all humanity is dead and you are a fucking robot.
Mm.
The consciousness, like whatever had been copied, has been transferred into this robot, and it just kind of deals with this idea of uh, what it means to be a human, vagera. A theme that I'm not too interested in personally. I like I'm like okay, sure, like maybe it would have intrigued me when I was a teenager. I think you know what I mean. It's kind of similar to another theme that does not intrigue me too much. Like, oh, should like these uh, robots should they have rights? Those kinds of movies and stuff like. Kind of like I don't feel very attached to them. It's a game that does it well, I guess. It's like if you're at all interested in those things, it's does it well. I wasn't particularly terrified while playing it. Seems to have nice sound design, I guess.
How was the gameplay? Like, do you fight stuff and
Nah, it's. I initially thought that it's like mostly you're just throughout the game you're just looking for things around locations.
mm,
And I initially thought, and like you have the ability to pick up stuff again, and you don't even have to use that a lot of the times. And so I initially thought that this might be one of those stealth kind of things that you have to hide around, but
Hmm.
it's almost not even that. It's
Is it like mostly you have to roam around
roam around
areas?
looking for objects, वगैरह या फिर looking for path,
Hmm.
which I guess I just have kind of I'm no longer that maybe interested in itna overtly
Hmm.
story based games, I guess.
Hmm. I like this is something I've been feeling with media, I guess, like not just games, but media, that a lot of the things which I think I would be interested in as a teenager, I'm just no longer interested and get invested in those kind of stories and stuff.
Like I was talking about it more as a theme, but uh, I do. I feel that it's also me thing that I enjoy very specific kinds of games. I like ideally I like to be able to just open the game in the little time I have, kabhi bhi, and play it for a while and then just close it down. Kind of like a game just where you're just going through short levels. It's divided into levels.
Have you played Hollow Knight? I think you have, right?
Yeah, I haven't finished it, but that does kind of uh, it. It's a nice segue to the next game I was going to talk about. Celeste. I'm almost done with it, so I'll just talk about it right now as if I'm done with it. Uh, it's me. You're a woman who decides that she wants to climb a mountain. She, and I know that's your favorite genre. Uh, it's a platformer. It's a like one of those precision platformers, and you are just climbing the mountain with the themes of dealing with your anxiety, vagara, and it does that pretty well, I think. Uh,
Like anxiety of falling off, that kind
Nay,
of
like
anxiety.
you're like this character that you're playing. She's just dealing at the same time she's dealing with her anxiety of failing, her fear of failure, fear of not
Hmm.
being able to do stuff. That's kind of the story, underlying story.
Hmm.
Like the mountain is also kind of magical. Weird things happen in this mountain, and you're climbing the mountain. It's a very well made game, I would say. Yeah.
I remember this one game, One Shot. Was it One Shot?
One shot.
Let me look it up.
What are you talking?
It had similar theme, I think.
It does. I do see it on Steam.
Yeah, One Shot. I think we were not climbing a mountain, but like uh, exploring a city or something like that. But
Have you
yeah,
played this
it.
game?
I have seen the gameplay. I have not played it a long time ago, but maybe you will like it if you like Celeste, I think.
Celeste is. like uh, one of those games that are slightly difficult because platformers are difficult, right? Uh,
Mm,
you go through the game, but what the way I'm able to kind of bear with it is it's divided into short levels,
mm,
which something like Hollow Knight isn't. Hollow Knight is sort of a punishing game. If you die, वो पीछे भेज देता है, and if you die again you lose all your currencies, stuff like that. I don't like.
I kinda wanna play Hollow Knight. मैं उसका गेम प्ले देख रहा था Hollow Knight का भी, and it looked fun.
Yeah,
It felt like my type of game.
I think you might like it. Although I also think that maybe I should attempt it again now that I have a Steam Deck. I feel that I might
Mm,
enjoy it more on Steam Deck than I enjoyed it on a PC.
mm.
So what is one shot? Is it a puzzle game?
It's a story game, I think. A little like Undertale. I don't know. It has been a long time, but I remember liking it.
Okay, I'll look into it.
Mm.
Hmm. So one final thing that I kinda I started listening to this audiobook while working at my job. This was from the essay I'm working on, the next essay. Uh, the book is called "Seeing Like a Feminist." I hadn't read any feminist literature abhi tak, so I did want to read some stuff before approaching this subject. I should read some.
What does feminist even mean? Like, it's a weird question to ask, but like, what can like if you're reading into it, can you like give an overview?
Hmm.
Like in my mind, the idea is somebody who um wants to promote women's rights and stuff like that. Like who actively wants to promote women's rights. I- Is that what it
At a
means?
very simple level, yes, that is it. Magar, it does get slightly more. It is a very nuanced subject because there's even by what you just described is a lot to talk about वहाँ पर. Uh, but it's almost not limited to women. It
Wait, what?
kind of like when you start talking about feminism, certain schools of feminism also feel that if you're talking about rights of women, you also need to talk about other communities that are maybe in the same position as
Hmm.
women, because of the dynamics of society and stuff. So a lot of the times इसमें queer people are also included, and sometimes it's also studied in the context of classism
mm,
क्योंकि uh, something that the book sort of, I don't remember the exact sentence to be able to quote it, but it points out in the first chapter that uh, okay, a woman in the context of her husband per se, most of the time she's like uh, I don't know what term to use, like uh, inferior to her husband, for example. Uh, we're talking about like power dynamics वगैरह here, ठीक है? And that same woman, if you take, and if she has a male servant, for example, that case that male servant is inferior to that woman regardless of his gender.
mm.
I'm not doing a great job at describing it,
I
but
get it.
and
Like,
it also like follows that up with says, and that same like person from belonging to that same class, like a servant or a rickshaw driver, auto rickshaw driver, he again gains that dominance in that relationship when you start considering the possibility that he has the power to just conduct assault on that woman at any given moment.
so what was this book about?
It's
Like, of course,
just
feminism, but
pehle to it's kind of going over the explaining what like the nature of feminism vagera and what it encapsulates. And this is written by an Indian author,
mm,
a professor from JNU, uh, and it also does a good job, I think, at contextualizing it in the Indian space. क्योंकि, actually, one of the interesting things a lot of these books, like these feminist stories, talk about is mm, from a lot of countries that were colonized, I guess. Is it? I mean, may, misogyny as it exists today, a lot of it, like, I'm not saying that the society was not misogynistic at all before that, but a lot of it is just because of colonial influence, because of Britishers, because they had that culture and they colonized us. That culture transferred over to us. What are you looking at it though?
one thing,
Hmm?
nothing. I had a call. I was checking who called me.
Okay. I'm like almost done with this book too. Like about 1/5 bachi, I think. Then maybe I'll read some more stuff.
Last time we talked, um, I don't know if I should bring it up or not, but that you listen to that, what was his name? Wait, what was that guy, leftist guy?
Hassan Piker.
Yeah, and related to that, there was a controversy, right? Is there any like conclusion to that?
I mean, I don't like one of the things about something like this is that he has. I mean, I did kind of follow it a little bit on how he was dealing with it and how he was handling the situation. Initially, he
Mm,
dismissed it completely because
mm,
it's something he has to deal with quite often because he talks about politics. And when you're talking about politics, a lot of the times people try to attack your character to kind of uh, make people dismiss your political thoughts.
mm,
Uh, that happens with him quite a bit. So, and he has
mm,
been doing this for years. So he tends to dismiss these things. Okay, he cannot just always be addressing stuff like that. He only addresses stuff like that when it like grows out of proportion.
mm,
He initially dismissed it, and until by the next day, it did grow out of proportion. And तब तक अगले दिन when I guess he to his annoyance he had to kind of just like explain what happened, that it was just a bad coincidence. He showed the collar and stuff like that. But like each time he would go out of his way to try to explain what happened. These people, which are majorly, I guess, just subreddits and Discord servers,
mm,
uh, they would come up with something else, like some other way to attack him on the same subject. Okay, you explain that, but explain this.
mm. That there's something like I which I noticed was that there is this new culture kind of people having fun at like bringing someone down and like just attacking someone, like even the people who are not interested in politics and stuff, like people who don't even know who that guy is, they like want to see his downfall just for the sake of
He
it.
is one of the biggest Twitch streamers right now. And I agree with you. There's this very desperate desire in people. As, I mean, I have been watching him recently, so I kind of understand sort of his surroundings too. Because he holds a very unique position in that space. Okay, most of his peers, by peers I don't mean friends, is like popular Twitch streamers who do sometimes talk about politics. They're all right wingers. They're
Mm,
all straight up against him. Like, and fans of that community, a lot of the times, they go out of their way to attack these people who they do not like. Because the people who they are fans of hate this person. The community actively attacks this person.
And what weird thing was that there are these like for I told you that my source of information
Moist critical.
was critical. Like the thing with him is he doesn't as you said he talks about whatever gets popular and uh, he kind of like does it in a neutral way. He like doesn't really attack people even if they look bad. He doesn't actively attack people and
Yeah.
yeah, like even after in this incident, he just talked about it. He like what it felt to
It
him,
was
and
nah, it was kind of fucked up what he did this time. Uh, n- Not because it wasn't just any other person or something he was detached from. He was talking about. He was talking about a person he has met and invited over before. That's why it was a
mm,
little weird. Which I was like, kinda. It made me wonder why he would do that to a person he seems to kind of personally know. It made me.
but he's not the only person. But Moist Critical does it often. I think he even people he has met, he doesn't hesitate to call them out. Like and
It
you know, so he used to play Among Us with some of the popular streamers, a lot of them, and he has called out a lot of them. Like even if he knew them personally, I think it's like I doubt he like makes it affect how he forms opinion on people, even if he knows them.
I mean, there's
I have
also
seen because
the pure like the amount of speculation you have to do. I don't know about a lot of the other cases he does that in, but the amount of speculation you have to do to come to that conclusion. Anyway, I forgot what I was going to say. So you go on.
yeah, but like even if Mass Critical का उससे वो थोड़ा trigger हुआ था, but he didn't really follow up with it or like he just stopped there, right? But there are मेरे feed में I saw a lot of उसके against videos who were just like trying to shit on him constantly उसके दूसरे जो लोग एविडेंस कोट अनकोट एविडेंस निकाल के ला रहे थे उसके लिए एंड जस्ट रिएक्टिंग टू इट लाइक उसमें कोई स्पेकुलेशन वगैरह भी कुछ नहीं दे आर नॉट डिस्कसिंग इट द होल पर्पस इज टू शिट ऑन हिम एंड लाइक
Yeah.
काइंड ऑफ agree among themselves that their conclusion is right and then just talk about how shitty of a person he is and like that जैसे आंटी लोग करती है पीठ पीछे किसी
I,
के चुगली करती है
yeah.
एंड just talk about that really annoying thing that if you
One of
don't like somebody or don't like somebody, you should just talk to them directly and confront them. That is the correct way. You don't like talk behind them and just discuss among yourself ki how awful that person is. That kind of
One of the
thing.
primary ways this guy is attacked, like things people bring up, is that he's a socialist, right? He's a leftist, he's socialist, uh, as opposed to a capitalist, if you're wondering what that. He's
I'm not wondering. I don't even know
like
what socialist means.
towards communism. He leans towards communism.
Hmm.
So people are like, it's so hypocritical for him to be a socialist and be rich,
Mm-mm.
which uh, it doesn't. Makes sense. That criticism.
Anyways, that was something I just wanted to follow up on.
Yeah, I also kind of thought when like you said that thing about Moist Critical saying that, it immediately made me think of why this person might not like that person. Hassan does keep calling him a, he does keep calling him a normie. Okay, because of that exact reason. He does not seem to have like an opinion he's willing to share of his own. A lot of the times he just sees when like people are comfortable with the ideas enough is when he shares those ideas. Yeah, but I think I'm pretty much, yeah, I'm done with the stuff I was going to talk about it though. Do you have anything?
No,
What are you
not
going to
really. I
do
mean,
now? Nane ke baad.
breakfast, I guess.
Damn.
Mm,
What?
yeah, I think I'll just stay here until the evening. And don't really feel like going out right now.
What will you have for breakfast? You'll order something?
No, um, I'll just make toast, yeah, bread, butter, and milk.
Okay. Okay.
Mm,
Have fun, Uddu. I hope you enjoy Bangalore. I'm looking forward to following up on this trip, the bulk of the
yep,
trip that
yep.
is remaining in the next episode.
Yeah, I'm also looking forward to it. All right then. Bye bye.
Bye.